Say a message that you were talking about perspective. To me, it's like, I hope it's not an assassination. You know what
No,
I'm
no,
saying? I'm just
no.
crazy.
It's a very positive message.
Yeah, bro.
So it started last summer or spring, I guess. I was in Santa Fe, New Mexico. I was just kind of walking around the street. I was going from like a ride share to a train station to go meet up with some family. And I was noticing as I was walking down this random street, it was pretty early in the morning, there wasn't a lot of traffic, a lot of people. There were these fruit trees, right, along this strip. And I was noticing just how many blossoms were exploding onto these branches of these fruit trees. And what was significant about that to me is I was seeing in the future, in harvest of this fruit, how abundant, how this natural abundance that was coming, right? And so I started to think about that, and it was really confusing for me for a second because I was in the light of all this erratic climate that we're having, the issues with the bees, which obviously pollinate, all these fruit-bearing trees. I was trying to imagine why we would be experiencing this natural abundance, and the only thing that I could come up with is that the universe was celebrating with us. They were celebrating with us this shift, this paradigm shift, and when I started to tune into that celebration, it felt very real, and I was really able to tune into the shift from, yang to yin, as like the Eastern
Sure.
philosophers would put it, right? What I tune into is that like the energy, the paradigm shift is that the energy that's commanding the universe today is different than the energy that's commanded the universe for the last million years, which means all of our lives, right? The energy that used to command the universe, that's commanded the universe for the last millions of years, is this domineering, combative, didactic energy, this yang force. And the energy that's commanding the universe we're going into is like it's loving, it's nurturing, it's patient, it's
How do emotions create in the environment?
emotions create your environment completely. I mean, there's so much external stimuli that without a focus, you really aren't alive, right? So whatever you're focusing on is your reality. Whatever you're experiencing is what you take in from the external. External has nothing to do with it. Nelson Mandela found gratitude in prison, 30 years for nothing.
I think that's definitely something that's archetypal for people. Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, just to get back to so abundance. So the theme for that summer was abundance and generosity, and they go hand in hand. And so generosity, though, the important thing to remember about generosity is that it's not about giving. It's not just about giving generosity. It is about receiving as well. It's an important part of generosity. And so the message that I received in that is position yourself in the best possible place to receive this natural abundance that's coming.
What do you think about the people who that seems so foreign to? I mean, does my belief in this somehow negate the suffering of other people? Are there still children out there running around through a trash heap or whatever? And so to look back, is that a detrimental thing? How do we, how does the balance become restored fully without a complete teardown of what we see in a way that comes at the expense of very devastating circumstances? How are we going to build that bridge in between those two types of ideas to not kill ourselves off?
I think that we can destroy the system that we have in place that's dysfunctional.
When you say destroy, it sounds such like a harsh word for
I think
people.
that we can do so without the second part of what you said, which is the devastation, the violence.
You do?
Absolutely.
How are we going to do that?
It has to be. I think that if we
I
try
do too.
to approach the problem with that yang combative energy, that we will fail miserably.
When we understand
it's not
the
energy efficient. You have to use the loving, nurturing, patient, calculated energy to combat the issue.
Word.